important because we need to understand that we are in our proper place and we are doing the right thing. We just need to make sure that people understand why changes are made. A lot of people object to change, but most people do not object when they know the reason why. And so we move into the era of 1960 through 2010. And what has taken place? Well, although we have a declaration of principles, insignificant changes have been made in them, and some still insist it's not a dogma nor creed. But little else has changed. The NSAC still is a part of the Morris Pratt Institute. They have the required number of members that are allowed by the bylaws. They still are a major organization within the world, and they still have a general office in Lilydale, New York. The NSAC still issues charters to people who meet the requirement of the number that is necessary to start a church. They still hold yearly conventions, and they still have delegates who can vote and make decisions for the organization. And they are there to support the membership. However, the membership is no longer in the millions. Sadly to say, our statistics last year showed us at less than 2,000. What does that mean for us? It means that we're sending less delegates to the convention. It means that less people are making decisions for spiritualism within this organization. What can we do about it? What can each one of us do about it? We can start a membership drive. And we can start it by each person looking for one individual that they can introduce to this church. The next question before us, what really is happening? We're at the end of the first decade of the years 2000, the century of 2020, well, whatever. The world is facing multiple changes today. You're all aware of that. The vibrations of the universe are picking up and moving faster and faster. Although science and religion still have a distance, the bridge is much shorter than it was, and the bridge will disappear. So let us now review each of the pillars of spiritualism. And let us begin with the science. Where are we today? Back in the old days, they had societies of psychical research that did all types of research on the phenomena. Today, it reveals that there's little research in process. There are few scientists involved, and very few who are spiritualists. Our physical mediumship has all but diminished, but we have people today that are taking time to sit and to try to revive physical phenomena. Then we have others who say, why revive it? It was there in the 19th century to show us that materialization was possible. It was there to show us there was a continuity of life. So do we need it? Some of us say yes, and so we move forward. We also know that there are very few additions to our scientific knowledge, but there are a few. And one I would mention is electronic voice. Today, that is one of the phenomena of spiritualism. Some are very interested in orbs. It's fairly new manifestation. It has been questioned by science. It also has been questioned by some camera manufacturers as being the result of the digital camera. So if you're interested in orbs, I suggest you get an old-fashioned camera and take pictures, and let's show them what can happen. Mediumship falls under the science. And this is where I guess I'm really fired up. Although it still means communication with the world of spirit, and those that are very close to us today. But there's a moving age going on that is proselyting that which we call holy. Let me assure you, there's only one way to demonstrate mediumship. If you sit in classes with a reputable teacher, if you meditate daily, if you are consistent and persistent, and if you have the right desire, and if you do your part, spirit will come round about you. You may develop clairaudience and hear, you may develop clairsentience and feel, or you may have clairvoyance and see. There's only one way to develop mediumship, and there's only one way to demonstrate mediumship. It appears today there are those that don't want to take the time to study or to sit. They want instant mediumship. You've heard the old mediums talk about the chill up the spine. They want theatrics, demonstrating. There's no dignity. They're not facing reality. They're making a mockery of spirit communication, and you need to be aware of it. I'm telling it like it is, folks. It's very distressing to see that which I know is holy ground being misused and abused. Basic 101 in this new school seems to be the first prerequisite is mediumship is entertainment. Mediumship is theatrical and dramatic. They fly around the temple. They touch you on the shoulder as they fly by. They laugh and they're giddy. This is not mediumship. Basic 101 in their means is the medium gets up and says, I have a Richard. All those who know Richard, please raise your hand. And then they spend 20 minutes trying to find out which Richard goes where. Waste of time. They gather bait, and then they regurgitate that bait. This is not mediumship. This is fakery. I must be fair. There are a few people who have learned mediumship in that method and do connect with spirit and do give the message. But they also recognize they're on, holy ground. The sensible question I would ask you, if your loved one was coming in, would they know who you are? So why do we have to hunt? Why do we have to seek other methods? In our organization, and in a lot of other organizations, this type of mediumship is called fishing. And not a one of them have a legal authorized fishing license. In the real world of spiritualism, it's our duty to unfold mediums. It's our duty that mediums do not ask questions, but transmit the message from spirit. I've also heard a medium this summer say, I am going into the spirit world, and I will bring back your loved ones. I was taught you have to get rid of your physical body to go into the spiritual world.